Big mess here on my setup. Welcome. I need to have the... Where's the pop-up chat? Okay, it's right here. Okay, so... properties. Right now we have the chat in there. Okay, I don't think we have any viewers right now. So, actually what I put these so the first topic that I want to get into today, I don't know if any of you want to join. You can ask some questions, or sure. But the reason I'm doing this stream is because we have decided to close our arcade. The reasons are that people no longer really come to the arcade. And even when we were fully public, we didn't have enough viewers or visitors. So basically, we would have needed 10 visitors per day on each Sunday, but we only had around 3 or maybe 5 or 6. And that's just not sustainable for us. I know we have ran this arcade for many years before, without even thinking about it being profitable, but this year we really wanted to do the turnaround, and that's also why we did the big YouTube campaign and the big ad campaign to really try to get this project sustainable, but it didn't work, which would have been fine, but unfortunately I think we have pissed off some of our members or something, because they just didn't show up either anymore on their members night. And so basically, I sometimes ask my friend from like the football club, and I ask him if it's much better in a football club and everyone like takes place in the association and stuff, but they say it's the same in every association. It's just a very few people who actually do things, and the rest of the people who don't really do it. And in the football club, he basically just said like, yeah, everyone comes playing football, but as soon as work is involved, no one really wants to do it, and it's always the same few people. So I guess it was the same for us, and we would have been fine like that. We could have ran it with 2 or 3 people, or mostly me alone, but when the members don't show up for the game nights anymore, it's pretty much the same as if with the football club, the people didn't show up to play football anymore. And that's, I think, also the point where the football club will have to think about whether they should continue doing their thing or not. So basically, it's all lined out here in this blog post. Maybe you've had time to read it already. I can also read it for you. So this is the blog post. It's called We Close. The video bar will close its doors at the end of 2025. And then this is the text. The decision was not easy for us, and especially for me, so I woke up today full of remorse. However, after having presented all the reasons in writing, I believe I made the right decision. There are many reasons for the closure of our arcade, which I would like to explain. First point. Little to no club life. The introduction of the relatively small membership fee has already led to a significant number of our members leaving. It seems that even purely financial support is too much of a hurdle for some of our members. So you might know that we've had about 30 or 40 members, but from all these members, maybe about 10 actually showed up quite regularly. Some of them never actually showed up, they just became a member. Some of them showed up maybe once or twice a year. So when I decided to introduce this membership fee, I thought that maybe some people would leave, but it's been like a lot of people who left, the people that weren't ready to even financially support it with a low membership fee. And $50 a year, that's not that much if you think about it. Really, it's less than $5 a month, so that's, you can't even probably like drink one beer less at the pub every month and you would have that amount. And yeah, so then even our few active members didn't feel interested enough to attend our meetings and exercise their right to vote. There was no exchange of opinions or ideas. So basically we did have a few active members and they had the right to vote, but no one ever felt compelled to attend our meetings and actually have a say in the association and maybe give ideas or give their own opinion. Nothing. So they just didn't want to participate. Fortunately, we had a few dedicated members who helped us whenever it was absolutely necessary, but otherwise there was little to no involvement from the members. So that's also a thing. It was always difficult to find people to help. We were very lucky that we found 2 or 3 very dedicated members who actually showed up to lift and move some stuff, which was like an emergency for me, because some stuff I just cannot move alone because it's just too damn heavy. And as you can probably guess, with this hobby it's sometimes necessary to move stuff by a certain date, so you have a deadline, so it needs to be gone or it needs to be moved to a certain place by some point. And sometimes it was difficult to find people, but luckily at least we had a few people who came to help when it was absolutely necessary, and I really want to thank those people. I know who you are and you know who you are, and thank you very much. So next point, even if you consider our members purely as consumers, unfortunately they have increasingly stopped attending our club evenings. It seems as if even simply consuming our offerings is no longer interesting enough. So that's what I said about the football club. Basically, they didn't even show up to play the games anymore. So that was like also a little bit sad. Then aside from the club, we had too few regular visitors. Although initial interest was high, we needed about 10 visitors per day and are open Sundays to break even. However, we only had 2 to 5, sometimes no one at all. So that's also what I explained earlier. We just didn't have enough success with the general audience. And we could have kept it going for another few years, but if we wanted it to be sustainable, we have had to put in a lot more hours, and maybe it would have worked, but I wouldn't have been ready to do that. So then the next point, unfortunately, my new social media activities haven't had the desired effect of fostering community. It's still a mostly dead silent affair on our communication channels. So that's also a thing. I do have a Discord that is completely dead, and I have a WhatsApp chat, and I used to have a Signal chat as well, and it was basically just me posting stuff and no one really interacting with it or giving their comments or just giving an opinion or feedback or anything. It was just like one big dictatorship, basically. So that was really sad as well. Strictly speaking, even if it was written off directly, the club would have owed me and Fabian about 26k for all the rental costs that the two of us have paid over the years. So that's also one thing. We've always took note and took a register of all the spendings we had on the rent that me and Fabian did from our personal funds. And we're up to 26k now, 13k each. So me and Fabian have paid 13,000 bucks for this hobby over the years, and it's not looking like we're gonna get anything back soon. And that's also a reason why kind of have to think about if it's a good idea to keep it going. Of course, if you break it down to a month, it's like amount of money that doesn't hurt us too much every month, but still it adds up over the years. And you could say that the association is in a lot of debt, but we have written that off anyway, so it is what it is. So then what will happen next? We have still the two events going for us, the Retro Weekend and the Usufete. In case you don't know, Usufete means just like get rid of all the drinks. So we will do really cheap drinks so that they are gone. So you have those two opportunities to visit us: the Retro Weekend on the May 16th to 17th and the Usufete in June. Although in June there might not be all the machines anymore because I listed them all for sale. And that's pretty much like our next topic. I wanna like give an overview of what I have for sale. So this is my let's go to my Ricardo profile here, and this is basically all my offerings right here. So this one, I finally received the ROM board. It's now working 2-player mode with co-op, and I have it listed for 2.5k. I know it's a little bit a high price, but I know this game, Time Crisis 2, is really popular and a cult classic, and the right buyer will be ready to pay 2.5k because that's what I got offered for one in the past. This one is also listed for 2.5k, also a little bit high, but this is one I put in that high because I may want to keep it. So if I'm ready to let it go for 2.5k, might even reduce it a little bit down the line, I'll see. But if no one takes it, then I'm gonna keep it because it's just another like highlight of my collection. Then it's the Lethal Enforcers for 600. I think that's a bargain. I think for the cab I paid 400. And then the Lethal Enforcer board alone was like 250. And then I also had the chassis repaired by Vinny and also put in a brand new TV tube. So all in all, I think that's a really good bargain right here, 600 bucks. So not all my machines are super expensive. Then Crisis Zone for 1,500. It's a shame it isn't working. I could possibly try to finish it and see if then someone will take it for 1.5k, but right now it's listed as is. I'll see what I if anyone is interested, and I might put in the new power supply and see if I can fiddle with it so that it works, so that I can get my desired price, because I'd hate to give it low. It's a really cool game. Then I have the Sega Megalo, as you could see in my last YouTube video where we picked this one up. Unfortunately, it doesn't fit through my door, so that's, to be honest, also kind of a reason why I decided to close the arcade. It's just one more drop in a big barrel that overflowed. So you can see I put in the new buttons right here, cleaned it a little bit. Have been put in both games. You can switch the games, and it's listed for 700. But if I take out the boards, the game boards, I'm also able to reduce the price. I really want it gone, so I would much rather have it gone earlier than later, but it's a big machine, it's hard to get rid of it. Then I have the Tekken 3 machine. This one I fixed the monitor, but it's not perfect yet, so it's listed for cheap. And I think I'm going to get a nice little bit of money from it, even if I had a lot of work with it, because I got this cabinet really cheap, and all I did was like little bit of cosmetics and new buttons and stuff, and nothing too expensive that I invested in this cap. So this one is good for me, and it's also cheap. 500 is a good price for this machine, I think. Then I have the special criminal investigations. This is listed for 1.3k, little bit maybe on the higher side. Could be cheaper, but it's a classic game, and I had to drive all the way to Austria to, I don't remember, but it was quite some way, about 5-hour drive to pick this up. So yeah, that's basically it. Maybe, hopefully we'll get rid of it. I think it's a fair price, maybe a little bit on the high side, but if someone is interested, I'm always happy to talk. Then the Sakaria one for 600. I think that's an okay price as well, but you have to see the coin door is busted. I think if that wasn't the case, you could easily sell it for like 200 more. But as it is, I think 600 is an okay price for it. Then the Sega Rally, I have it listed here as well for 2.5k, because I know it's another cult classic that people want and that people need in their arcades, and it has a lot of extras. So my two emulation PCs and my two boards, Arduino boards, and my video amps are included, plus a brand new tube, a TV that has a perfect tube for this monitor that you can use for tube swapping. So that's why it's so expensive. If I leave that stuff off, then I can reduce the price as well. And then there's this Nova machine and the other Nova machine, also for a reasonable price. Then the Sega Lemimo for 1.5. I'll see, maybe someone will take it for the price, otherwise I might have to reduce it a little bit. And then this one is really cheap. It's 480. It's broken though, and I want it gone quickly. Then the Battle Garega PCB, also a little bit on the high side, but I'm open for offers. Basically, I was just want to put it out there that I have it and see if people talk to me, and then we can arrange a price. And Sega Hang-On Upright, maybe also a little bit on the high side, but it's in very good condition. Other than the space here, but that's almost always a little bit broken, and it's easily fixed. But the rest of the cabinet is like in really good condition, so that's why I have it listed for that high. And then these two Naomis right here, I have already sold them off Ricardo, so these are already gone. And this one is already gone and also already picked up, so unfortunately this won't be available on the retro weekend. I made like a exception. This one is already sold as well, and the Hang-On Deluxe is also sold. And this one I've taken off Ricardo. It's not sold yet, but I'm working on something for it, an exchange possibly. And if I doesn't work out, it's gonna be for sale again for 1,000, and I think that's worth it for this cabinet. So this is like everything I have listed for sale right now. I don't think anyone has really joined, just some ad bot. So we don't really have any questions regarding the closure. So in case come in later on, just ask your questions in the chat. I will try to answer them. Try a smoke first. So we can come to the second part of the stream, which is going to be me planning my new future private arcade. So basically I want to keep a few of the machines. I can show you which ones I want to keep. So this is basically the ones I want to keep. I don't know if you can read it. Let me can't enhance this anymore. Hang on. So basically that's it. I want to keep the Hydro Thunder, Crazy Kong maybe, the two Naomis maybe, Point Blank I have in storage, the Afterburner I have in storage, Time Crisis I bought, the single, the Sega Rally I bought, the single, and possibly I'm gonna change the Power Drift for the Outrun. So that's basically what I want to keep. And so I have a 3D like home design program installed here, and I'm gonna try it out to see if I can plan this arcade and if everything fits in it. So let us do that. Sweet Home 3D. So it's a little bit big. Fuck. Okay, it looks about right. So let me finish my smoke real quick. We're in no hurry. So I don't know exactly yet how to work this program. I think this is for making walls. So we best just make like the walls. I have a little drawing right here. The place. Little plan with the measurements. We're gonna try to fit everything in that I want to keep and see if it's enough space. Okay, so let's see here. Let's make one wall of 4 meters. Okay. This is in inches. That's not good for me. I want to delete that. Fuck. I want to delete. File, preferences. Let's see if I can foot inches. I want centimeters. Okay, let's do another. Okay, let's do another wall right here. So 400 centimeters, that's 4 meters. 401. So that's around that. And then it's 240. Basically it's 420. 420. So that's basically the room I have to work with. I also have a little bit of smaller room I could possibly work with. So let's put in the door. Doors. Door. And it's going to be 240 and 140. Maybe about like that. Have it, yeah, like that maybe. That's where the door is. It's not exact, but it's okay because that side I can not really use anyway. So let's I don't know, use chests, I guess. Chest. So to the door it's supposed to be like this maybe. So I have 1 meter 40 until here, so fuck. Do I have a ruler here somewhere? Like this maybe. Yeah, let's. I know for sure that this is 60 centimeter wide. So location, width, depth. That's almost right. So let's put in 60. And I have 1 meter 40 here. So I don't know if that's correct. Is that 140? Actually, this is meters. So right here. Oh, fuck. So does it say anywhere how big this rectangle is? Cannot see it anywhere. So let's just put it like that. And so let's put in the arcade machines. So 1 meter 40. Also this door right here, it hinges on the left. Can I change that? It hinges on the left, please. Come on. Mirror, let's mirror. Yes, like this. That's okay. So 60, 76. So with which machine should we start? Let's start with the big ones, maybe. So I have around 3 meters here before the cabinet. Here's another cabinet right here. Let's copy that. This is just like basic furniture. And I have around 3 meters that I can use so that I can still open the cabinet. So the Hydro Thunder is 160. The Time Crisis in 150. So I could either put the Time Crisis right here or the let's put the Hydro Thunder here, or maybe the Time Crisis, because you need a little bit of space to stand. So that's probably the best place for it. I don't know. So maybe let's put in the Hydro Thunder right here. Let's edit that. It's the Hydro Thunder is 76 wide and 150 high, that deep. So that's going to work. I can even put in one machine here. So Hydro Thunder, let's put in so the hang-on is a little bit smaller. It's only 56 wide. So I could put in the hang-on there, but I think it's already is also enough space for a bigger machine. Let's put in the point blank. It's like a big machine, but I reckon it will fit. Let's put in the point blank right here. Point blank. Let's label it this as well. Point blank. And the point blank is 90 times 80. So it's 90 wide. No, hang on. It's 90 deep and 80 wide. So that leaves us with around enough space right there to open the door still, and we have two machines inside. So let's label this one as well. Hydro Thunder. Let's put in another chest here. And what should we put in? Maybe the two Naomis. Let's try the two Naomis on this side. So one Naomi is 100 deep. 100 deep. And 73 wide. That's one Naomi. So these two, they are good right there. So those are the two Naomis. Let's label them. Naomi. Naomi. Then let's put the afterburner, or let's have a little wall right here of these machines. So I could possibly, sorry. So let's put in the Crazy Kong, I guess. The Crazy Kong is 75 wide. Sorry, it's 65 wide and 75 deep. That's the Crazy Kong. Can fit in one more machine. It's 80 centimeters. Time Crisis would have Time Crisis could go here. It would look into here. But then it could also go in here, behind the door, possibly. Let's start to fill up from here and see what we can do. So I do want to have the three Sega games next to each other. So The hang on is 68 deep and 58 wide. So that's the hang on. Then the outrun 64 times 60. 64 times 60. 64 times 60. Okay. So those, they have space, that's okay. And then the afterburner. The afterburner right here. The afterburner is 80 centimeters deep and 75 wide. So, what do you think? Is this ideal? I don't think that's ideal. Let's put it right here. And let's put the time crisis in this. So we have these two. So time crisis is 150 deep and 76 wide. So that's got just going to fit, I think. So I think you have some space to stand here still if we. So that's the room full, maybe. That's basically with the two Naomis. Segarelli isn't in there yet. Segarelli and Point Blank is in there, but the Segarelli is not. So we could possibly put it in the middle of the room. Then we also have one more machine that I'm gonna pick up in a few weeks that I was considering keeping. Let me see if I can find how big this machine is. Tari Road Riot for VD measurements. Riot. So it's 170. 120. Is it that wide, that deep? 120. Let's have a look. That's the American one. That's so deep, I think. It might be 120, 76, 57. So, I don't know, let's put it in. Just. How big was it again? 57. So it's narrow but long. 57. it's not that I can't be. Let's put this down to like 90 at most. That's more like it. And the Sega Rally. Let's put in the Sega Rally. So that's 90 deep. 90 deep and 68 wide. Also going to be alright, I think. You have plenty of space to play these games, maybe not at the same time, but it's not going to be that many people in it at the same time. So let's have a look at it right here. So basically this, what was that again? I think that was the afterburner maybe. Yeah, that's the afterburner. Afterburner. And that's the hang on. That's the outrun. That's the time crisis. And that's the crazy Kong. Those are the Naomis. That's the Hydro. That's the Point Blank. That's just a cupboard. It is really tight. And I must say that I have a second room, a garden shed that I have available. But it's good to see that everything fits into this room as is, so might go for that. I might, hang on, I have an idea. So you're playing from here and from here and from here and from here, and this one is the afterburner. So is there enough space? Maybe if I had it to here, then it would interfere with those. Guess it doesn't really matter. I will just have to see. But good thing is I can fit everything in, so that's the good news. Which I can even keep the crazy Kong maybe, and I can keep the two Naomis. I was considering like selling the two Naomis and possibly trading it in for Quadro games. So I will try to pursue that, but it's good to see that even the two Naomis would fit. And for the two Naomis, I could possibly put them in my garden shed. Quite happy with that. So it's all going to fit. Obviously, I will have to take off the door of the room. But that's going to be it. Also on this corner right here, I have my record collection. I would prefer it if I could keep it in there and wouldn't have to get rid of it. I might have to find another space for it. Maybe up here on the first floor. So I guess I will see. So we didn't have any viewers, and I'm already finished planning my arcade, so I guess we're done for today. Yeah, might have been a short stream, but we'll go on the channel for sure to inform all the members about the news, the big news. Yeah, it's going to be okay. There will still be some content on the YouTube channel. I will make a new series that will cover everything that is still for sale, and maybe another pickup video. But after it's all said and done, probably this YouTube channel is going to get not as busy anymore, probably not busy at all. So I guess it was worth a try, and thank you so much for everyone who watched and continues to watch. But I don't think it's going anywhere, so I'm probably in longer term gonna retire this channel. And so yeah, anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and follow my socials and stuff, and